So although they have two chapters that have the same, let's say, grammatical quiz, they have wrote about in the preterite and in the imperfect and so on.
Okay. Now, do you find it difficult to engage students in this course?
No. My students are rather engaged.
That's great. Do you think they see the relevance?
Yeah, I think that the students, even those cultural readings that you have, that it was great that the second edition were shorter because the first edition was almost impossible to finish. It was because that was something that you do at the end to wrap up. But now I think that they are pretty engaged, pretty interesting in those cultural understanding, and my students are very engaged. I don't have a problem.
Do you create any of your own learning content for your course?
Yes, I have. I have created like flip videos, kind of things for the online thing, and I use for everybody as a supportive, like a mini lesson, like those mini lessons that I do at the beginning, 2-3 minutes. Those are filmed. And I have created content. And in Post-it, I have created things that were video. Well, Post-it is I use only for vocabulary. And, I use YouTube vocabulary videos or real-life videos and then ask things about them for them to remember, no? Mm-hmm. So those are the two things I've done.
Okay. And why do you create these?
Well, the flip was in a grant that I got in another school, so I did it in a library and all that. They have all the stuff. And the Post-it, at the time, they were giving us as part of a grant that Post-it subscription for a year. The problem is that if you don't keep paying the $140, you'll just lose it. So it's a bit of a waste of money because it's quite an expensive platform. I mean, for vocabulary, worst case scenario, you can use flashcards. Okay. And if you pay $40, you can get, games with your words. You have to create them. It's another work, but once you do, it's $40 a year rather than $144.
Mm-hmm. And how long did it take you to build your own content?
Oh, it took a long time because basically I had to do these videos and then somebody else in the school edit, but I had to review them before took a long time.
Okay. And did you update them at all?
No.
Okay.
No, because for me to update it, I would have to do it again, and I would have to, I don't know, well, I probably could email them to, I don't know. It could be complicated or real, I think, because I would have to email the coordinator, so he gets me the videographer. I don't know if the videographer is available, if he is not in a grant situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how would go about it again. I mean, that was interesting. I learned a lot of things, but it is something that you need to get paid for. Otherwise, it's too much work.
Okay. And where did you put this content so that students could access it?
Blackboard.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to talk about how you would want to discover all the content and resources available in your adopted product.
Okay.
So I'm going to share my screen.
Okay. All right. Yes, I see it now.
Okay. So what I'm showing you is just a very low fidelity mock-up to help facilitate our discussion.
Uh-huh.
And so let's say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just, no, it was so small, but I make it bigger.
Okay. So let's say you've chosen your course materials within our platform, and now you're going to start building your course.
Uh-huh.
How would you get started on this screen?
I guess ante todo, ¿no?
What would you do?
Well, in order to do a homework or what?
You're starting to build your course for the semester, and you're building your assignments.
Okay, so I could take a look at the at ante todo, or here the filter. Isn't that filter for things?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I could go to the filter. Let me just click.
Oh, you won't. This is not a clickable prototype.
Oh, right,
it's
right.
just a picture.
Okay,
but
so
you
I
can
could
talk through what you would expect to see.
Okay, so I could go to the topics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could start choosing filters. So let's say en la universidad o ante todo, I suppose that is what it used to be called greetings and so on, no? So ante todo, then filter, and I could filter the type of thing I'm interested in them to do, right? Practice this, first vocabulary, and then I don't know, but don't you have currently something like labeling, write a paragraph or something like that? Isn't the current filters like that?
We do. Wondering, if you could talk about any filters that maybe we don't currently have that you would like to see.
I haven't done that in a long time, but when I did it the first year, because you copy afterwards. Mm-hmm. When I did it, I remember filtering for if I wanted a paragraph field, or if I wanted I don't know. There were different filters, and reading and culture. I had a lot of culture there that sometimes I have to review, and then I filter, and I just have to have one gradable culture. All the other gradable cultures that were self-graded, I don't know. I can't remember, but I used to have a lot of filters.
Okay.
Do you still have that?
We still have that. We do. Now, what type of instructor resources are you expecting to find?
Well, I don't know. I like the resources you have, because what I like about the book is the reading part, since there is so many videos on the internet. But I think some of my colleagues would like to see more videos or something like that, or perhaps like partner work already into the book.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own partner work, because once you are doing online, you have to prepare a lot of work, a lot of material yourself. So I use that for the face-to-face as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, are there any types of resources that you'd like publishers to provide that are not traditionally provided?
Well, I wasn't aware, to be honest, that you guys have done voice board. I always wanted to have in the homework voice board, and I think now the lab has that. Like the student can present themselves, or they can say what the sports they did, because that area of the book that says always video blogs or something like that is at the end of the chapter. Mm-hmm. I have never used it, for instance. So now with the video, with the board, at least they do something mimicking what we do in class in terms of the oral practice. And I actually salute that, because that was something that was missing. the possibility of the students to provide